A lot of times you don't know what your buyer's mind is at. It benefits you to understand and try to delve deeper on where they are, where their state of mind is, being prepared, but most of the things were happening in a blank white sheet of paper. So I think South Florida has something for everyone. It all depends on where your buyer is looking for.
So what advice would you give to an agent that wants to break out into the luxury market? Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bobby Mahallati, and today's episode is a special one because we are filming right here inside of one of the most iconic and luxurious residences in South Florida, the Estates at Aquilina in Sunny Isles. And I'm joined by someone who just closed a substantial deal in this very building, our London Foster agent, Marcio Flores, who represented the buyer on a stunning $12.5 million residence. And we're going to talk about the story behind this transaction in the South Florida market, what buyers are looking for right now, and how deals like this really come together. So let's jump right into it. Marcio, congratulations on the closing. For people who don't know yet, tell us a little bit about yourself and about the transaction.
Great. Thank you so much, Bobby, and thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure to be sharing some of these stories with you, and in particular this one, which I'm very proud of. So, as Bobby said, my name is Marcio Flores. I've been a licensed real estate agent for a better part of the last 15 years. I use my license mostly for myself, friends and family. I had a full career in corporate America while I was doing this as a side hustle. That changed last year when I was downsized by the corporation, and I decided to put all my energy in the real estate market.
Okay, so can you briefly introduce us to this property here that we are here at today?
Of course, yeah. So the Aquilina Estates in particular is a new development. Sales were launched about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's an iconic and sophisticated property in Sunny Isles Beach. Offers amenities for discerning buyers, such as waterfront, of course. You have bowling alley. You have ice skating ring.
Bowling alley in this building.
Yes, an ice skating ring.
This building has an ice skating.
Yes. So part of all the amenities that are downstairs. Also a Formula One simulator. Wow. It has 5,100 square feet. It has 6.5 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms.
Wow. So what makes this building unique compared to other luxurious buildings in the area?
It's the attraction for families, right?
Right.
Because it has so much to offer. The location, of course, it's very important. Sunny Isles it's become a jewel of South Florida. More developments are coming up in the same, within half a mile from here. But this particular development was created, I believe, with families in mind.
So let's talk about this transaction and the $12.5 million trade with the buyers that you represented, the buyers. Tell us a little bit about the buyers and your experience with them.
Yeah, so the buyers have been a connection with my family for a long time. We've known them for a long period of time, and they've always spent vacation in Florida. But one of the things that we did to facilitate this was to rent a property here at the same Aquilina Estates for 3 months, so they could get a taste of what's like to live here. Right. And they absolutely fell in love with the amenities, with the people here, the services, and they decided to pursue a unit here right away.
That's a great way to start when you're going into a new area, is to start out renting, which some people do.
Yes,
a lot of people do, and that's good that you help them with that, because that's a really good way to get an idea of how the area is, if you like it or not.
Absolutely, and I think it can be even a good strategy for both buyer and the seller,
right.
And you as an agent, to propose that, so that if you believe that that's aligned with what the client is looking for.
So walk us through the timeline of when this deal started to when this deal closed, just a brief summary of what happened. Yeah,
so as I mentioned to you, we had the opportunity and the advantage of renting first.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time here at Aquilina, and I had time to look at what was available,
right.
Have a preview of the units, talk to different agents, right. see what the motivation was in some of these sellers,
Exactly.
so that I could narrow down the offering for my customer there, for my clients.
Yeah.
And this, I think, was right about September of last year when we found this unit. We started discussions. We made one successful offer to the unit. We regrouped. That took about 3 or 4 weeks until we did that. Let it cool off a little bit, regroup, do the math, get some more comps. I want to make sure absolutely that my buyer was comfortable with the offer they would be making,
Right.
that it would be matching what the market actually would be at the time.
Right.
And I think it's important to do your homework.
Absolutely.
And present in a sensible and logical manner with no emotion what is it that they're getting themselves into. Being prepared, but most of the things were happening in a blank white sheet of paper. You would jot down some numbers, we'll come up with some conclusions, and we'll make the offer.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people, CEOs like that think.
Yeah,
That's how
one sheet of paper, that's it, one pen. That's all it took. And I remember clearly we were sitting at the unit that we were renting, and we were sitting outside. I got a piece of paper, we jotted down, I made a new offer, and then of course the work starts with the seller's broker.
Right,
Yeah.
right, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's great. That's
Yeah.
very informative, and a lot of people don't understand what it takes to develop, to create all of these things, especially for the type of buyers at this price point, which are more savvy, much more business oriented, like you said.
Yeah, and a lot of times you don't know what your buyer's mind is at, right?
Right.
And it benefits you to understand and try to delve deeper on where they are, what their state of mind is, what they're really looking for, how far they're willing to go to negotiate.
Right.
Because you don't want to also put them in a position where they will leave money on the table just for a rush decision.
Exactly.
On the other hand, you don't want to advise them in a too low of an offer where they get in disfavor and they may lose the deal to somebody
and then
else.
on top of that, the seller is insulted because of that.
Yes.
Yeah. How would you describe the current real estate market in South Florida right now?
I don't know how to put it, Bobby. I'll ask you. You tell me.
Well, I would just say like a general market. Like, I believe 25 was kind of slow, but I know that 26 is there's going to be a change in 26 that's going to, the market's going to definitely pick up a lot more. The market was slow in 26 and 25 because it was a lot of political things. So, for example, and this is general all across the United States. 25 was slow because the new president just came in. There was a lot of good changes, but then he did the tariffs and things like that. So people are just concerned. Always, whenever there's a change, it's always
okay. So for the political changes.
Right, but a lot of times, just so you notice, whenever there's a change, especially here in South Florida, where it's very volatile, when something happens, people will kind of stop. Not everyone, but it will slow down, and people hover. I call it the marinating. Well, not the marinating, but they hover.
They just simmer.
They just simmer for a while, and then they wait, and then maybe a deal will go down here in their neighborhood, and another deal, and they're like, okay, I'll buy or I'll sell. So it's always like that. But then when it picks up, it's a good run for like maybe a year or two. Okay,
right.
Or until something else happens, and in 26 people are going to feel much more comfortable, and
Okay.
I think it's going to pick up, and there's a lot of indicators that it's going to pick up in 26. So what are the differences that you're seeing in the different areas, such as Sunny Isles Beach, compared to other areas like Miami Beach or Aventura or other areas?
I think South Florida has something for everyone. It all depends on where your buyer is looking for. I think it behooves you to identify and read your buyer to see what area you're going to show them. Okay. In this case, it was easy to identify a family looking for a family-oriented building, but looking for high luxury and exclusive amenities, right? So Aquilina Estates offers all that to them. So somebody who's a single person that travels a lot, maybe that does. He receives a lot of people in their home, does entertainment. Maybe Brickell will be a better option for them,
right.
instead of Sunny Isles Beach. Hinges upon the need of the client, and on you to identify what those needs are and offer what's best for that buyer, right?
So Marcio, with all these new changes that are happening in Sunny Isles with the new parks and the investments and the public safety upgrades, what do you see as far as Sunny Isles and how it's changing and how the upgrades are affecting the area?
Bobby, as you may know, I've been a long-time resident of Sunny Isles Beach. I moved here back in 2011, and I have been a witness to the changes and the improvements that the area has been going through. The city has made great efforts to make life better for both residents, long-time residents, and for the tourists alike. As you can see with all the luxury properties that have been built in this coastline, it has changed landscape, has brought new investments to the city, and that has returned into value also for residents like myself. And I think that's something desirable also for people that acquire properties here, and whether they are for investment or for their own use.
So what advice would you give to an agent that wants to break out into the luxury market?
The most important is to know the area well. It helps me that I live here, but if you don't live in a certain area, do your homework.
Right.
Understand not only what your buyer is looking for, what the luxury market can offer. That makes a great difference as you present to your buyers, as you identify areas where you want to sell.
If you could give a piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
I think it was most important for me, besides understanding the markets, having the psychology of dealing with buyers, that should come together with your package, right? As a salesperson, keep up with technology, especially now. I mean, I come from my history, exactly. I have the advantage. Not many people have that. So technology is evolving so fast, and there are great tools there available today to you as an agent to give you like kind of superpowers, really, to really service your buyers and your clients, whether they are buyers or sellers, better with this technology. I joked with you when I first met you, Bobby, that we were in your office, and I said, mark my words, I'm going to dominate this market. Of course, it was a hyperbolic kind of a statement, but it's always good to say things because it does have, you verbalize, you believe in what you're doing.
Not only is it verbalized, it's strengthening your confidence. Because a lot of people they have confidence, they have the motivation, but that flame burns out very quickly. And
here we are, right? So we were discussing a very large deal, and at that time it was just an idea. We were just talking about it, an opportunity that became a project, then became actual negotiation, that became then a closing, that then became a closed deal, and here we are, right? Celebrating for our buyers and sellers.
So Marcio, how would you say London Foster helped you with this transaction from beginning to end?
Oh, it was great. Actually, my wife was with London Foster before I was. She is also a licensed real estate agent, and she had a license with you, and she was very impressed with the training, the level of training, and how simple you make things for people that are beginning in real estate. That was a big selling factor for her. I had the opportunity to experience this in real life. When I came with a deal to you, Bobby, I had only been a few months with my license with London Foster, and I was able to count on your personal advice. I don't think that's happening elsewhere very much. Brokers are busy and they don't have a whole lot of time. I'm sure that you are also very busy, but you took your time to support me, and that was great. Also the training, the level of training that London Foster offers to realtors to keep them engaged. And sometimes maybe you already know certain things. You just need to be engaged in your own profession. And London Foster creates an environment where it gives the opportunity for realtors to learn, have continued learning, to learn from one another, participating in the webinars that you make. I think that's all value added and that you bring to your agents. Yes.
Yeah, and I remember when you came and we sat down and I gave you, I helped you as much as I could, but you took the deal to closing. So
yeah, I think it's a team effort, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a team effort.
I had my license prior with another broker that all it was a place to hang your license, right? I mean, I did all the work myself, but it's great to have an infrastructure of support. Having an office here in Aventura helps as well. You know, so yeah, that was it was a good experience, and I do recommend London Foster to anyone that's beginning or is already advanced in their career and want to have a company that's not top heavy. That you are accessible. They are accessible.
Right.
The management team is accessible.
Not too big, not too small.
Exactly, and you know, yeah. So.
Well, that's what we're here for. And
Thank you.
This is a deal that was a beautiful deal brought together, and it was closed. And again, congratulations on this deal.
Thank you so much, Bob.
This is amazing. I know that this is going to parlay you into many more transactions, you know, because you already got some underway. You already got a lot under your belt, and for being in real estate here in this competitive market, you're definitely exceeding above average on compared to anyone else. So I wish you the best, and we're always here for you if you need anything.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bobby.